Zines are about anything and everything. They can give advice or instructions on how to do something, break down political issues, share artwork, explore a specific topic, or cover anything else that you want to share with others. Zines existed before the internet, but now that we also have social media as an outlet for expression, zines can be a way to give physical presence and weight to your words that the internet lacks. Today I'm going to show you a really simple writing structure that can help generate ideas when you're feeling blocked, and that you can use to fill one of the mini zine layouts I demonstrated in the last video. For today's lesson, you'll need a writing utensil, some paper, or if you prefer, you can use your computer or your phone. When I'm writing a zine, sometimes I have a topic in mind that I want to write about, but I have too many ideas, or it feels like too big of a topic to even begin to tackle. And so I sometimes get really blocked by that because I feel like I have to do the topic justice, or I have to say everything that there is to say about it, or make some kind of big, huge statement. And so it makes it hard to get started sometimes. So one thing that I really like about this mini zine format is that it's really limiting. So if there's only 16 pages total in this little tiny booklet that we made last time, and when you consider that one of those pages is the cover and one of those pages is the back cover, you really only get 14 pages. And so when I'm trying to tackle a big idea, sometimes limiting myself can actually be more inspiring than giving myself complete freedom, because it feels a little bit safer. It feels a little bit more manageable. So for today, I'm going to start with this idea of making a list, which is a really easy way a way that I find easy to get started, and also one to just help me generate some ideas. So since I have a 14-page zine, remember that the 15th and 16th pages are the covers, and we'll need to save those for later. I'm going to make a list of 14 things on my paper. I really like writing with paper because it feels really physical. When you make a mark, it's there, it exists in space. It just feels a little bit more tangible to me than writing on a computer. So I like to do things by hand. So I'm going to make a list of 14 things on my paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And it's not really spaced out, but that's okay. And so then I have to have a topic. So right now I know that there are lots of things going on in the world, and obviously the one that seems to be consuming most of our time is the pandemic. So let's go ahead and use that as an easy topic. So I want to write about the pandemic, but there's so much to say about it, and there's so many different angles to look at it from, right? I could look at it from a scientific perspective. I could look at it from a societal perspective. I could look at it from a personal perspective. I could do, I look at it from political perspective. I could do all those things together. It's a lot, and there's a lot to say about it, right? So to avoid going off the deep end and avoid getting overwhelmed, I'm going to start with this list, and I'm going to start by getting really specific. I took a writing class with a writer named Cooper Lee Bombardier over the summer, and he mentioned this idea, and he quoted someone else who I can't remember right offhand. But this idea that when we write about things really specifically, we're actually making them more universal and more relatable. So instead of trying to capture everybody's perspective on the pandemic, or instead of trying to capture this kind of universal perspective, I'm going to try to make it really specific to myself and write from a really personal perspective, and maybe that will be something that other people can connect to. So for this exercise, I'm going to try writing down 14 things that I miss about life pre-pandemic. So What I miss about pre-pandemic. Cool. So I'm going to think about this. And I'll come back to you in just a second. So at this point, I have 8 things on my list. I have going to the store without having a huge plan, / popping in for a quick item. Air travel, I really miss a lot. Grabbing a quick coffee. Hugging my friends and family. Living spontaneously. Playing music with other people. Going to really good shows. And petting other people's dogs. So already I can see that some of these things kind of fit into the same category. So like going to the store without having a big plan first, popping in for like a quick coffee, or just generally being spontaneous about, deciding maybe I feel like grabbing a quick soda in that store really fast, but I didn't bring a mask, so now I can't. So I have a lot of things that kind of fit in the same category. So I'm just going to put that in the back of my mind for later. But I still have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I still have 6 more things on my list. Now, at this point, you might feel tempted to say, well, that's enough things. I have 8. I'll just draw some pictures on the other pages. Is that a legit choice? Absolutely, if that's really what you want to do. But one of the things that I think is really helpful about this list idea is that you can force yourself to come up with 6 more things, to come up with a total of 14, and that's actually going to help push you creatively, right? So these might be the first 8 things that pop into my mind, but if I take some time and I work with it some more and I dig a little bit deeper, then I can come up with 6 more things, and that's going to kind of expand. It's going to expand my zine for sure, but it's also going to help me practice expanding my ideas. So I'm going to think about 6 more things, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I finished my list. So number 9, I miss having a cold or allergies and not freaking out about whether I have COVID. I miss dressing nice sometimes because now I don't really see people that much, and it feels a little bit pointless. Although I guess I could do that for myself if I wanted to. I miss running into friends out in public or at shows or at restaurants and things. I miss going to game nights at some friends' houses. I miss sitting in a restaurant and just talking for a while with people after we finish eating. And then number 14, I miss having other places to write and having that buzz of other humans around and hearing that. So this is my list of 14 things. This is just a start, but now that I have some ideas going, I might do something like pick one of these ideas and write about it a whole lot more in more detail. I might go through this list and put the different things in a different order. So I might group them together based on theme, or I might try to tell a story by the order that I put them in. But I might even go back and do another draft of this and pick out ones that I think make more sense, or get rid of some. Like I mentioned earlier, I have a few that are really similar, so I might try to condense those into one and then continue brainstorming and come up with more things. But either way, like I said, I find this list a really helpful way to organize my ideas. So if I have too many ideas about something, I might start by making a list, or I might even, again, just leave it in a list form and then copy one item onto each page of the zine. Either way, whatever you end up doing with your list, it can be a really helpful way to get started and to get your ideas flowing. So give it a try.